somebody.
Somebody
Help
come
me.
get him. He's looking really stupid.
Oh,
Yeah.
my word. You see, you all only get this once a week. I have to live with it. I'm just saying. All
I think it's worse the other way around. Sorry. Just
right, BUBBZI. Before we go too far, you got to tell them who we are. Ooh, that rhymed. How did I manage that?
We're the Caffeinated Podcast. I'm BUBBZI. He's the Beard. This is the show where positivity is the goal, but chaos is the process. I almost said caffeination was the
goal?
Yeah.
That's sometimes that's quite effective. But.
Yeah, it's completely true. I am starting on a fresh cup of coffee, brought to you by our wonderful sponsor, Caffeinated.
Yeah, actually, they're a single source of Mexico, which is one of our favorites around here. We like them all, but you know.
I'm a Colombian kind of guy. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh.
But this is our first show of the year.
You guys are very lucky because we were thinking the funny moment should definitely be, I haven't seen you all since last year. That is overused and unoriginal. We were like this close. Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We haven't done this in what, 2-3-ish weeks now?
About 2.5 weeks, something like that.
So we do apologize if things are just a little bit out of the norm, a little bit of a ramble, but we're glad to be back.
Well, we're always happy when we're here. You know, this is kind of an outlet for BUBBZI and myself. And we miss you guys. We miss doing it. You know, we have other things going on. It's not that this is all we do. But, you know, BUBBZI, you know, they did over the Christmas holiday, we had a rather significant
leap
in our subscribers. And people are like, well, oh, you got 1,000. No, we only had 29 and then we jumped all the way up to 44. So, I mean,
at least on YouTube.
Yeah, at least on YouTube.
We're definitely not barking up the wrong tree. If anybody heard our dogs were having a
alarm system.
Yeah, they were having a little bit of fun right there. But I think before we get too far, we definitely got to do the ad. Now, here's the thing. We're always been bad at ads, and especially after a break, we don't know how this is going to go. But here we go. Okay.
All right, let me get it pulled up. Go.
Coffeetarian is coffee plus humanitarian. That equals Coffeetarian. The whole vision behind Coffeetarian is to provide quality, curated coffees straight to your door while also contributing to humanitarian efforts to make life better for everybody. Coffeetarian is an online marketplace that offers coffee and other various items such as the mugs, which we've already shown you, the hats, which you see, you got t-shirts, you got everything you need, plus a coffee blog that will give you the tips and tricks to make your coffee game that much better.
And then on top of all that, they offer single origin coffees from regions such as Guatemala, Mexico, Colombia, Tanzania, and more. They have blends such as the breakfast blend and the cowboy blend, which is probably their highest seller, if I'm not mistaken. And what they do is they mix high quality single origins with different roast levels for amazing flavors. Finally, they offer flavored coffees such as the Mexican chocolate or the Cinnabon or pumpkin spice and others. All of the coffee is roasted on demand per order. I always feel like I need to say that twice. All the coffee is roasted on demand per order, and then it's shipped the next day, which means it's not just sitting around in a warehouse somewhere. When you place your order, they roast it, they do it, they send it to you. Now, your order will arrive anywhere in the United States in about 4 to 5 business days. And that's just so that your coffee has that perfect level of freshness. Now, for those die-hard coffee fans such as myself, you can even set up a subscription that auto orders and auto ships your coffee in weekly or monthly increments, depending on just how much you decide you need in the moment.
Which, for the Bearded household, is a lot of coffee. Just going to say that. Now, like you said, the thing that makes Coffeetarian special is they have not only charities worldwide, but they also partner with local charities to raise awareness for amazing causes, and a percentage of every sale on the website that includes the mugs, the hats, the coffee, the t-shirts, everything goes towards their monthly sponsor, which their monthly sponsor right now is Sunrise Children's Services. A short description we're going to give you right here is: at the close of the Civil War, families in Kentucky were left devastated. As a border state with torn loyalties, Kentucky saw families split and broken by conflict. Death, sickness, and the poverty that followed left many children orphaned with no one to care for them. Since their beginnings as a ministry, Sunrise continues to be fueled by a faithful dedication to God's call for his people to be the hands and feet of Jesus caring for innocent children. They have helped to transform thousands of lives over the years and are continuing to make a difference in lives today and for years to come. Sunrise provides therapeutic foster care, residential therapeutic treatment, and community-based services in the state of Kentucky, and its family service program is licensed by the Commonwealth of Kentucky as a Behavioral Health Services Organization, or a BHSO.
Did you forget the rest of it? Now, go to the coffeetarian.store, check out their selection, and use our special promo code BEARD at checkout, and you'll receive 10% off your first coffee order. Now, they also have a signature partner t-shirt for Sunrise Children's Services. You can go to their website at coffeetarian.store. You can purchase that, and this is made just as, I guess, a partnership shirt between Coffeetarian and Sunrise, and the proceeds go to help out Sunrise even more. Now, as everybody else knows, Bubs, we also have another sponsor, CustomBeardCo, and they send some amazing products. They make some amazing products. Everything is 100% organic. Everything is 100% handmade, and they don't make your order. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Until you place it. That way you know that it's the freshest quality ingredients and all that stuff. And I don't think I'm talking out of school. One of the owners is a friend of mine on TikTok, and I don't think he would be the least bit upset with me saying, please send, some special thoughts to him and his family. They're going through some trying times right now. So special thoughts, your best prayers, whatever it is, but lift them up and let's get them into the new year knowing that they're not in this by themselves. How about that? But if you stop by BeardCo, CustomBeardCo.com, and you decide you want to try it, put in caffeinated beard at checkout, and for any order $15 or more, you'll save 15% off.
I think we did okay.
I think we did all right.
I think
we did all right.
I think we did. All right. Yeah.
The thing about it is, guys, we kind of went back and forth, and we thought since this was going to be our first one of the new year, maybe what we would do is just kind of look back at last year. We decided to call it in the rear view because, we can see where we've been. We can't really, or maybe you're not 100% sure where we're going right now, but the destination is out there and we can all get there together with a little bit of help sometimes a lot of help, right?
See, I just thought we were going to say, we're not really sure where we're at.
Well, that goes without saying. They've listened to us talk, Bubs. If they we know where we're at, I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah, they'd be making definitely the wrong assumption.
We're going to run through the order just a little bit, and you guys will know more about some of this stuff than we will. We're not going to hit everything, of course, because that would just be too much. But anything that we bring up, any topic that we use, guys, please put a comment in there. Let us know what you thought about it, what you think would have been better, or what you think should have been something maybe that we forgot. But what's your year in review too? That's kind of what we're looking at. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought we might hit some top headlines, not all of them, right? But just kind of what went on in 2021. And BUBBZI may be a little bit better at this. I tend to listen to oldies, but we thought we'd talk about or look up some of the top music. You all may have heard more about it than I have because I was looking at it up the other day, Bubs, and I'm like, I don't know these people. But again, I'm an oldies fella, so.
See, there's a problem with that. He raised me as an oldie person as well.
Well, that's true, dude. Now, we also thought we might look at what some of the top movies were. If we've seen them, if we've watched them, if you guys have heard anything about them. I'm dying to see the new Spider-Man and just have not had time to see it yet. And that's right there on the top of the list. You know what I mean? And then, Bubs, I thought we'd go about, maybe what the worst thing is out of 2021, our opinion, and maybe the best thing, our opinion, and then what we kind of hope to see happen or come to fruition, if you will, in 2022. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of it, guys. And I know it sounds like a big mouthful, but we tend to talk pretty fast anyway. But I feel like I need to put a disclaimer in there. There's some of the subjects, maybe it'll be one of the headlines, or maybe it'll be something else that could very possibly make somebody angry or upset. And that is never our goal, to make somebody angry or upset. Everything is just our opinion and how we see it. It is never us going, you must think the way we do. We don't do that. And we're not going to do that. So it's just our opinion. If you get mad at us, I'm sorry. But
yeah, and
we
another
can't learn from everything. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, this may also be your first time. Just to let you know, we also don't agree on everything. That is another piece of this podcast.
True.
While we may think a lot of the same way, and we may have the exact same attitude, I do apologize to anybody who has met us in person. But we there's a lot of times we do not agree, or we have at least slightly differing views, which is what makes things interesting.
Yeah, we have some rather in-depth conversations amongst him and I. And Mama Beard is like, why are you all still talking about this? But we just keep talking until we get it hashed out to our satisfaction. And that's kind of what we do here. We just talk till we get tired. But I wanted to put that disclaimer, if you would, because it's never our intention to tell anybody what to do or how to think. You know, by all means, you be you and we'll be us. You might agree with us, you might not, but we're just sharing opinion. So
we just doing what we doing.
Yeah, exactly. So, BUBBZI, I found something for that had some of the top headlines broken down by the month. And
it's a good thing, because I can't remember last January.
Why not?
Okay, can you? Okay, tell me what you had for breakfast yesterday.
Yesterday, a protein bar.
Troy did. He's incorrect, by the way.
That's what I usually have. No, I had eggs and smoked sausage.
You understand? Most of the time he goes, I can't even remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. So, it was a test.
I mean, again, we're not going to pick all of them, but you know, a lot of the news stories, majority of the news stories in January of last year, were all about the election. We're all about all the turmoil. We're all about the folks that ran into the Capitol buildings and all that. I mean, so if you look at some of the titles, I don't agree with all of them because some of them have changed since then. I'm not sure why they're still here. But, you know, there is one that says extremism in the ranks, the military and the insurrection. Like, you know, all of a sudden the armed services went, hey, we're on their side. Yay.
Well, I mean,
I don't get that.
The thing about that is it's a bunch of clickbait titles. Same thing with like YouTube and things like that. It's all like, we must make the drama so they'll click on the drama.
Yeah.
And then it turns out like it's completely different in that story. It's just something to grab people's attention.
Well, I mean, and you know, the thing about it is, BUBBZI and I both tend to try really hard to be drama free. You know, I mean, I don't think there's any human on the planet that can be completely drama free, but we do try because I just have a very low tolerance for drama, and I have a very bad temper. Those two things generally do not go together well, you know. So I mean, but that's January. January was mostly about the elections, and you know what? I'm just going to say it, and then we'll move on to a different month, BUBBZI. We'll kind of run through some of those maybe. I don't really care who you voted for. Oh, wait a minute. You don't care who I voted for? Oh, but that's who I am. I've heard so much of this drama. I'm this, I'm that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll just put it out there as quickly as I can and possibly put it this way. I am an American, period. All right. I do not vote party. I vote who I think is probably the best man, woman, whoever for the job. I don't care. As long as I feel they're best for the job, I don't care on which side of that so-called drama pendulum they fall on. I don't care. Okay?
I would say another thing is not only like do we vote that way, but if they say they're going to do one thing during campaign and then don't do it, we react the same way on both sides.
Right.
Like if you say you're going to do something, just do it. You know?
I don't think... I'm trying not to get into it too awful deep.
See, we usually make fun of our family for
Yeah.
talking about politics. So
I'm
most of
not-
ours is just jokes about politics. So,
But the truth of the matter is, if it comes right down to it, I have to make the best decision I can because I'm not real sure about either side. And that's
True.
the easiest way I can put it. And if that makes me not your friend, I'm sorry. If that makes you not like me because I won't vote the way you think I should vote, I wouldn't tell you how to do the same thing. So I'm asking, and it's simple enough, don't tell me to do the same thing, right? We can be friends. We can talk about it. We can have adult conversations about politics. I have seen them happen. They're rare anymore, but I have seen them happen. So, but that was one from January. That was the biggest thing in January. Now, Colton, do you remember what the big thing in March was?
March Madness.
I'll give you one hint. Large ship, small canal.
Oh yeah, the thing I got news about only through TikTok.
Yeah. Massive cargo ship turns sideways and totally blocks the Suez Canal. That's the title that I've got here. And
Did they ever find out how it turned
that's what I
sideways?
was going to say. I don't know if they ever found out how it would happen. But y'all got to understand, if you don't know what the Suez Canal is, these big ships travel back and forth through it. That's how your merchandise, the stuff that you're still waiting for that you ordered for Christmas, goes through there. If they can't get through the Suez Canal, everybody goes, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then your Walmart looks like ours. It's like it's possibly a third world country. There's more empty shelves in our Walmart than full shelves.
Mm.
I mean, it's crazy. I keep expecting to go in there, BUBBZI, and find a milk cow in the thing because they can't get milk. So they just put the cow in there and let you get your own.
I will say he did have to go to Walmart today. He dislikes going into Walmart. So there may be some extra rage, some extra fire thrown in on top of that. I was home, like changing my lights in my room a little bit while they were at Walmart. So I'm kind of happy I did not have to go. I do apologize that you had to go yourself. So
well, I have my own pet name for Walmart, but I won't put it on the podcast. So
why not?
I will. If you really want me to, I will. I don't care to say it. I tell everybody that. I call Walmart the ninth ring of hell.
Why not say it? I just grabbed the wrong cup.
It just absolutely destroys me to go in there. And the unfortunate part of it is, I'm like most Americans. I'm stuck shopping at Walmart because most of the time I cannot afford to shop anywhere else. They have such a massive thing that, I don't know. But that was March. I mean, BUBBZI, what did you think about it? I mean, did they ever say how it actually got stuck?
Not that I saw. Most of it was like, it's still stuck. It's still stuck. It's still. Hey guys, it's still stuck.
Well, I'm going to say this.
How do you get that unstuck? Like
I don't even remember saying how they did it. But I'll say this. I can't parallel park, but I think I could get that big old boat through the middle of that thing without hitting the sides. I'm just saying.
I mean, did
he try to do a 28,000 point turn in the middle and go back out the other way or what? I don't know, guys. It's bad. That's all I'll say is it was bad. But that was I'm looking at April here, or March, I'm sorry. And there's 1, 2, 3 of the top news stories are all about the ship in the middle of the Suez Canal. That's the top 3 news stories for March. Now, April, when some other things started going a little, had calmed down a little bit, the number one, and BUBBZI, I'll let you give your on this one too, because you and I have some not issues, but different opinions on some of this. But the big headline for April is that the ex-cop Derek Chauvin convicted on all charges in George Floyd's death.
Well, I mean, first of all, yes, he should be convicted. Holy crap.
Absolutely.
Like, holy crap, dude, what are you doing? But if I remember correctly, him actually, the whole knee on the neck thing wasn't actually what caused his death. It was more...
According to the autopsies...
according to the autopsies,
Yeah, I mean, according to the autopsy report, he died from complications of some drugs that were in his system. I'm sure, however, the knee on him did not help
Did
the
not
breathing
help.
situation
No.
at all. Now, this is all I'll say about the whole thing. I understand that what the man did was wrong, and yes, I do believe he should have been convicted. And quite frankly, the officers that stood around and watched him
should also be
convicted, because there's, what is the saying, BUBBZI? For evil to flourish or to win, all it takes is for good men to do nothing. All it takes is for anybody, any of us, to step around and stand and see something terrible happen and not try to do anything about it.
Yeah.
But I will say this: if that one incident caused you to hate all police, as it seems to have done quite a few people in the United States, then you all need to meet some of the police officers I know, who are men of strength, men of honor, and men of courage. And you could call them every name in the book, and they would still run into something and save your life. That's the kind of police officers we need. And there's more of them out there, because the only ones that get press are the ones that are not so good.
True.
Right. So what do you think, BUBBZI? I mean, we have to base our opinions on something, but can we base our opinions on one incident or even two incidents? I mean, because I don't know how many police departments there are throughout the United States, but there's bound to be at least one bad cop in all of them somewhere.
Well, it may not. And when you say like bad cop, it could be
but you know what I'm saying.
It could be like the lightest offense to, oh my gosh, there's embezzlement.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bad bad crop in every field sometimes. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it just happens, man. You know what I'm saying?
But what happened was horrible, and it definitely should not happen. Should not have happened. Should never happen again. Type deal. And it saddens me that it did happen. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's just, man.
And really, and this one of the saddest things for me, guys, and because I know he was thinking hard and he was trying to say the right word. But one of the things that saddens me the most is that the good police officers, the ones that are there to protect and serve everybody evenly, are the ones that are paying for somebody who does something like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too deep into it because, like I said, we're not being real funny yet, Bubs. But of course, we're talking headlines. It's kind of hard to be funny, because most of the stuff that makes the big news is not
serious.
Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, all I'll say is, if that causes you to hate police officers, let me, if we ever connect somewhere, let me introduce you to a couple of guys that I know, and I guarantee you these guys will change your mind.
Hey, you guys can connect. Go get some biscuits and gravy for breakfast.
Ooh, biscuits and gravy. All right, BUBBZI, let's jump up to June. The number one headline for June is search and rescue personnel work in the rubble of the 12-story condo tower that partially collapsed on June 24th in Surfside, Florida. Now, if you don't remember this happening, what happened is, I think like a sinkhole or something broke loose and everything just failed. This building just started collapsing in on itself. So, but that was kind of the big story of June, and it hit some of the first responders because they were, as first responders often do, they're there, they're in the mess of it, they're trying to rescue people, they're trying to find people, and they're finding, people and children and all this stuff that just didn't make it, and it's hard. If you've never been, I'm just going to say it. If you've never been a first responder, if you don't know one, go talk to them sometimes. They're not going to tell you all the ins and outs and all the gory details. But don't badmouth your first responders until you walk at least a minute in their shoes. That's all I'll say about that, because they got it tough. What do you think, Bubs? Do you remember that one at all?
I didn't when you first read the headline. But as you described what happened, I was like, yep, I remember that one. It's just, it's crazy to think.
And if you remember, Bubs, it's not to the same degree, because luckily in our case, nobody got hurt. But we had that massive rainstorm over the one weekend, and the inside of a building right off our main street just collapsed. I mean, the people's stuff was destroyed by water. Their apartments were destroyed. They, I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
not the outside, just the insides.
yeah, not the outside, just the inside. I mean, it's very weird. They still have it cordoned off. They don't want you getting too close to it. I don't know if somebody sneezes, the building will fall in or what. I don't know. But if you were to drive by and all the cones weren't there, you would be like, building. I mean,
yeah. Now you're like, why building?
I don't know. It's crazy. All right. Let's see. Let's go past July. Let's jump up into August.
I thought you were going to go with December, and I'm like, do you remember the 25th night, September?
Well, it looks as if in August, the number one headline was August 2021 was the withdrawal of American troops from Afghanistan after 2 decades of war. So that's when they were told to pull out. I'm not a soldier. I'm not an ex-soldier. I read stuff. I know tactics about stuff because I want to learn stuff. And the way they took off and left all that stuff for people we've been fighting for 2 decades, let's be honest. They left billions of dollars of equipment for them to hurt other people with. And it just wasn't done properly, in my opinion. And it's just that, my opinion. Okay. So do you remember anything about that, Bubs?
Other than like reading headlines of it when it happened, not a whole lot. I didn't look a whole lot into it.
And in all fairness, we do try to stay out of politics
a lot
in this house as much as possible, because
a lot.
Well, how do I say this? And this is going to shock everybody, right? When I say it, the folks that live in the bearded household are opinionated. And, we have this severe aversion of sharing our opinions with each other. We try to keep it calm everywhere else, but when it's just the house, man, we'll discuss. That's all I'm going to say. Intense discussion. What do you think, Bubs? Am I far off?
Has anything I've said or shown on face?
If you can't see his facial expressions, you need to log into the YouTube channel just to see his facial expressions.
I make a lot of faces. I make a lot of noises. I make a lot of faces, make a lot of noises. That's basically what I'm good for. There's been a lot of both.
Yeah. Well, and again, for those of you that may not remember, August is when the troops left. They left equipment, and they left Americans. All right. They just left them. And there were other people. Elon Musk was one. Donald Trump was another. There was somebody else that sent their own private jets into Afghanistan to bring American citizens out. Okay. So I don't care how you feel about anybody else. Wouldn't you be glad when their plane landed if you were one of those that was stuck in the airport? That's all I'm going to say about that. Right. Mm-hmm. So what else, Bubs? We're going to have to move on to something else because we're taking too much time on this one.
But the only thing that I remember that I like took note of wasn't there like a UN meeting that said that they needed like a certain amount of money and they could end world hunger?
Something like that, yeah.
And Elon Musk was, okay, I'll give it to you, but give me a plan.
Yep.
And then
now y'all got to understand. I know there's a lot of people that don't like Elon Musk, but he said if they would give him a proposal, basically a plan of how they wanted to do it, he would write them a check for all of it. And
I don't think they ever gave him the plan.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if they did, you never heard. I mean, every time he does something that people don't like, you hear about it. But it's like most other people who are in the mainstream. If they do something people don't like, everybody talks. But when they do something good, nobody says.
So my thing is, you would think that you would have heard about it, considering he was like, okay, if you give me they got this statistic, you would think they already went through like, here's how we would do it, to like, this is what our proof that this is how much money will work. Like, you would think they already have that available.
Well, yeah, I mean, you
would think,
but yeah, of course, now we did leave out two
Two.
rather large incidents that happened in 2021. The first one which was a shock to most people, was the fact that I joined TikTok at
I was
all
about
in
to say.
February.
Well, you
You
started posting in February.
I started posting. I was what do you call it? I was a stalker,
lurker. That's
lurker, something like that. Yeah,
Yep,
I was
he's not a
lurker.
stalker. Okay.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, but and then lo and behold, out of the
Demands
abundance
of
questions
his son.
and demands of the BUBBZI and other people asking, what was it, June or July? I believe it was that we started the Caffeinated podcast.
I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not good. I'm not good with dates. I barely remember my own birth.
The biggest thing is though, that was our headlines for 2021.
Let's see.
He's trying to figure it out real quick. All right, ready? June
18th. I gave you the answer. Stop singing. Stop it. It was June 18th was our first recording. So the first day
June 18th. Yeah, so in June. And, you know, you guys have been amazing. I didn't do the numbers today, but I know that we are probably well over, I think it's about 12,000 views between the YouTube and the audio platforms, Bubs. So you guys have blessed us. You've shown us that, you know, you've become a part of our family. That's what I'm trying to say.
Welcome to the bearded household, home of the beard.
Yeah. Could be trouble. That's all I'm going to say.
It's a lot of trouble.
Okay, BUBBZI, let's talk a little bit about music and movies from 2021. Guys, like I said, I'm a little out of my depth when it comes to newer music because I am old and I like old music. You know, I mean, it's funny, the things that I thought I still remember being brand new are now considered classics. You know,
that's because you are a classic.
That's because I am old. I'd probably, you know, if you ran me through the courthouse and tried to get a license plate, they'd probably give you an antique license plate. But, you know, so what's some of the new music for 2021 that you know of, Bubs? I've got a list here that actually comes from, Rolling Stone magazine. That's who it comes from. But a lot of these people that I went through, I don't know some of the names. I'm not familiar with the song, so I can't really give an opinion, about some of it. So let's just talk about what we know. What's the new music that you know?
Like I know Kanye released a new album.
Interesting.
Which
question is it any count?
Yeah, kind of slaps. I did sample it a little bit. That's probably, honestly, that's one of probably the only new albums I think I listened to the entire time.
Well, and here's the thing. I'm looking at this list and I don't know most of the names. I'm a little worried about some of the names and the titles. I mean, for example, number 12 on Rolling Stone, the artist I'm assuming is Wet Leg. All right. And the title is Wet Dream.
I know you have like Drake released a new album. I think Doja Cat had a new album.
So guys, let's do it this way. I've tried to find some stuff, but again, it's all basically our opinion. So let's do this. Let's do this portion this way because we probably have more luck with some of the movies.
I would say movies and TV shows. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, on the music, here's what I'm asking for all you listeners out there. All right, whether you do it on the podcast, that's just the audio only platforms. I try to look and catch all of them, but we're on so many platforms. If I miss your comments on those, I apologize if you've made them. If you come and hit the YouTube channel and put the comments there, for some reason they show up better and they're easier to find. Mm-hmm. Okay. So on this music one, do me a favor, drop in the comments what new music you remember from 2021 and why you liked it. Okay. And I can't guarantee that we'll be able to listen to all of them, but I will try to listen to as many of them as possible. Just so the next time we come back, I can go, I did get it. And I appreciate, because if you guys turn me on to some good music, I'm going to be a happy camper now. I'm just telling you.
Actually, didn't NF also release an album?
I think NF did put out a new one this year. Of course, I've only listened to about 3 of his songs. I haven't listened to many yet.
Did you finally listen to those songs I asked you to?
Yes. Yes,
Good.
I did.
What'd you think?
But so on the music ones, let's do that. Let's do that because I want to hear your all's opinions. Because I know there are people listening to this that have listened to and know a whole lot more about the movies or the music than I do. So I'd rather do it that way.
By the way, yes, it was March 26, 2021.
Gotcha.
Cool. Clouds slapped. Bangers.
All right.
All of them.
I'm looking at USA Today's top 10 movies for the year 2021. Mm-hmm. Some of these I have not heard of. Some of these I have. If you've heard of the ones that I say that I haven't heard and BUBBZI hasn't heard of it, then tell us if you watched it and tell us if it was any count, please. Okay? So the number 10 on the list, Bubs, is a movie called Licorice Pizza. Yes, I promise you that is the name. It says, when Paul Thomas Anderson makes an awards season film, one expects the likes of, say, There Will Be Blood. So this excellent coming-of-age film is set in the 1970s San Fernando Valley. Is unexpected, but also fun and edgy, scrappy delight that introduces 2 fantastic young leads. Come for Cooper Hoffman and as the entrepreneurial teenage actor, and Alan Haim as his quick-witted 25-year-old crush. Okay, but that's why, again, I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't seen it. I don't know anything about it.
I'm more concerned with the title.
Yeah, the title was, it's kind of like
I don't like
food
licorice
in a way for me. Because, if I was going to a restaurant and their top seller was Booger Burger, I don't think I'd eat it because it just doesn't sound right. You know what I mean? But the movie may be great. If you've seen it and you like it, let us know why. All right. Number 9, Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it yet, but I'm dying to.
We've just been busy.
We stay so busy around the holidays. That's the reason that we took the time off that we did, because we wouldn't have had time to come up with any ideas.
Here's the thing. I would say we probably would have had time, and actually there was talks about me possibly seeing it this weekend. But if nobody has heard, the entire state of Kentucky got about 8 inches plus of
it
snow.
Snowed, man. It snowed.
I almost got trapped on the side of the road trying to get home from work because it was just that bad.
It generally takes him about 20 minutes to get home. It took him almost 2 hours.
Yeah, and I didn't take the interstate, and it's probably a good thing because...
Well, you couldn't. But
there was a 50 to 70 car pileup on the interstate because of the snow. So
he didn't get to go this weekend. And I kind of feel like we maybe ought to go see it on the big screen. Doesn't mean if I had a way to watch it on the little bitty screen, I wouldn't go ahead and watch it.
Yeah.
But I think it would just be, it's Spider-Man. Come on, y'all.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Right. Number 8 on the list, and we're going to go through these kind of fast, is West Side Story. Now, this is a remake, okay? But if you like the original West Side Story, from everything that I've read about this one, which I love the original, it's a musical. It's all about 2 different gangs that are fighting, and it's basically the story, a Romeo and Juliet kind of story. Two kids from rival gangs fall in love and all this other stuff. But if it's anywhere as close to the original, and I intend to watch this one as soon as I get a chance, I think it's going to be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And this one is from the virtual Sundance Film Festival. It's called Coda. And the only line that gets me, it says, a movie that had everyone weeping. Now, I'm going to let y'all know a secret. The beard will cry occasionally on movies.
Or sad
commercials.
In the arms on the angels.
Yeah. I don't know about y'all, but I can't handle the commercial with the puppies and the sad song. I have to turn the sound. I can't handle both of them. Right.
He usually gets up and leaves the room, to be honest. Yeah. He doesn't like doing that. So.
But I mean, it looks like it's about the working class deaf family, and it's hearing members with big dreams and all. And she falls in love, and it's a love story of sorts. And I'm not giving it a great coverage because I'm hoping that we'll come up with something that I have seen or heard. But these are just the movies that USA depicts as some of the new ones. And BUBBZI, is there a movie that you saw in 2021 that you liked?
Shang Chi.
We did get a chance to watch Shang Chi. I was actually rather impressed with it, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure what to expect because, how do I say it? Sometimes when Hollywood tries to make a movie based on a comic or an earlier cartoon, they tend to try to make the movie very cartoon-y and just takes away from the characters. Does that make sense?
True.
So what do you think?
Now, I love probably every part of Shang-Chi. The action scenes were great. But if we're talking about like cartoons and animation now, the best animated series actually has something to do with video games for once. Holy crap!
Which one is this?
Arcane. If you remember correctly, I kept talking about it like, hey, I need to be watching this. I think it was November 9th was when the first 3 episodes dropped. There was 9 total episodes, and a season 2 has already been announced. But oh my gosh. Not only do you have the epic styling music of Imagine Dragons involved, oh my gosh, the entire soundtrack
You
rocks.
get the feeling he likes this show?
Well, that's because it's great. And here's the thing. I know you don't get anything about video games because you're old and weird.
I am very old. I'm very weird.
But
you're not telling me anything they haven't already figured out.
Well, so they actually tell a story within itself. Like, you don't have to know anything about this video game to like enjoy the story. Like, it's that good.
Gotcha.
But it is probably one of the best animated television shows out there. Probably one of the better stories. Honestly, we could kind of watch it tonight.
Well, I honestly don't remember if this one came out in 2021. I don't remember if it started there just in the latter part of 2020. But has anybody seen the new remake of the TV show, The Equalizer? Because the new show has Queen Latifah playing the main character. Now, in the original series, the character's name was Robert McCall. In the series, it is Robin McCall.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to talk about The Equalizer, then I have to talk about the excellent job that Denzel Washington did in Equalizer and Equalizer 2 playing Robert McCall. I mean, both of those movies were, come on, it was Denzel Washington. What do you expect, right? But I think that she does a really good job. I mean, I wasn't sure what to expect because I still remember the old show. And sometimes, guys, again, when they do the remake, they tend to try to go too far one direction or the other.
Mm.
And it just, like BUBBZI, you and I both love MASH. Can you imagine them making a remake of MASH and it affecting people the same way that one did?
First of all, there's no one on the earth that I think could play a good Hawkeye right now.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe, but I don't know. Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Wait, is the actor who played Hawkeye still alive right now? Do you know?
Alan Alda? Yes.
Imagine him playing the general in the remake.
Funny.
No. Now that would actually make it like I have to watch it now.
Yeah. No, but I mean, MASH is one of those shows. And I'm not putting Equalizer and MASH on the same thing, but MASH is one of those shows. If they tried to remake it, it would have to be done in such a way, because if you didn't do it right, there are millions and millions of MASH fans still out there today that would lose their mind.
Oh, you could cast Andrew Garfield as Radar. I think you'd do a decent job there.
Hmm? Did you know that Gary Hoffman, Radar's character, was the only character with the original actor that came from the movie to the television show. Now, see, some people may not know that there was a movie called MASH before.
Mm-mm.
And Radar, Gary Berghoff. Why did I say Hoffman? It's Gary Berghoff. But he is the original actor in his same role, is the only one that transferred from the movie to the television show. So I just thought that was interesting, But I mean, again, tell us what kind of new movies and stuff that you've seen. I watched something the other day.
Ryan Reynolds is BJ.
Called Red Notice, which I thought was really interesting. It's like, if you are this and this is such a spy, but it was so funny. It was so lighthearted. There was so much action in it that I just sit there and, I laughed and I had a good time watching it. And for me, and I'm not going to speak for BUBBZI, when it comes to movies and television, I don't care if the subject is a little dark. Okay. But you have to have that character, that one character that is the comic relief, because we've watched a couple of shows here recently, and if it wasn't for the comic relief character, the show wouldn't have been any count at all.
What was it? I think we've been rewatching Teen Wolf.
Yeah. Styles is the best, dude.
Stilinski.
I mean, I'm sorry for the other guy that, plays the main character, but if Styles wasn't in it, the show wouldn't work.
By the way,
My opinion.
MASH, Ryan Reynolds is BJ.
Well, see, there was another, there's Trapper John before BJ, so you got to have somebody to play Trapper John. Ryan Reynolds, he would probably do a better Trapper John than he would a BJ, because
Maybe.
BJ had more of that off-kilter sense of humor. I mean, Trapper John had more of that off-kilter sense of humor.
We're all confused.
He's trying to get me confused. He's messing me up on my MASH trivia. Yeah. I mean, but anyway, so, let us know what you all saw. Let us know what you got to look at. Let us know why you liked it. Again, if you turn me on to a good movie, I'm not going to be mad. I'll even give you a shout out in the podcast. We had a friend of mine. I'm going to go ahead and do it here because I know he'll probably watch this tomorrow or the next day. I had a friend of mine. He's been my friend since.
He's old, guys.
Diapers?
Give me a second. Diapers?
No, since diapers. I've known that. I mean, we literally lived in each other's houses as we were growing up. I mean, he would spend 2 or 3 weeks with us. I would spend 2 or 3 weeks. We literally lived in each other's houses. But his name is Kevin Robinson. He's one of the subscribers. He's one of the friends of the podcast. And he gave us the one idea that I can think of right off the top of my head is he wants us to do a podcast, BUBBZI, on the greatest moments in the MCU universe.
See, that's not the one I thought he was going to mention. I'm glad he went with that one.
Well, he did mention something about why his hair pokes out in different directions no matter how much he combs it.
No, that wasn't the one either. But okay.
But anyway, Kevin, I appreciate you. Thank you for the comment. Please leave us some more. We try to come up with stuff, but if you guys give us stuff to talk about, we'll be more than happy to talk about it. You do realize
we speaking of like the MCU greatest moments, we didn't even touch on any of like the Disney Plus MCU TV shows. WandaVision, Loki,
Hawkeye is amazing. I love Hawkeye.
Falcon and Winter Soldier. I was trying to think.
Yep.
I completely just blanked.
Falcon and Winter Soldier is pretty good, but honestly, I like Hawkeye better because, again, for my quirkiness, there's a little bit more of a weird sense of humor, and that really works better for me than,
It is what it is.
But it is just me. So, BUBBZI, let's do it this way. I know we're probably, how close are we getting on time, my friend? I know we're trying really good to be really good here lately.
49 minutes, roughly.
Oh, so we're good. We got plenty of time for the last few things. So, if you could put it in however long you want to take, how many ever sentences you want to use, in your opinion, what do you think is the worst thing that you saw, felt, or participated in? I hate to say that way, of 2021.
I had COVID for 2021. That kind of sucked.
Yeah, we all did. We all came into January with COVID.
Yeah, no. We basically got it on New Year's, but the thing was, we were at home.
Yep.
Like we didn't do anything. Like we got it the day prior to like New Year's. We hadn't planned anything, done anything.
Yep.
All we had was like, oh, we made the stuff to get like, what was it, like sausage balls, pimento cheese,
and sausage balls, and barbecue smokies, and
we couldn't taste any of it. It was kind of a waste to make it. So that kind of sucked. Worst thing, I got my father addicted to TikTok. Like heavily addicted. I'm sorry.
Not that I'm not addicted. I'm just enjoying it.
I was
But you know,
addicted,
you kind of glossed over it there, bub. But probably one of the worst things for everybody was COVID in 2021.
Well, and I mean,
And,
it's still
I
being dumb
intentionally
now.
when I went through the headlines, I left it out because I knew when we got here that it was bound to come up.
Well, and the thing is, like, it's resurfacing with the Decepticon version, whatever. Omicron,
yeah.
I have to call it Decepticon. I have to. Okay.
We're not trying to spread anything about it. We're just saying that it's here. That's all we're trying to do. We're not telling people to do anything or to not do anything. The simple fact is this, guys, and I can say this in all honesty, from the Bearded household, if you have had or have COVID, if you had it in 2021, or by all means, if you have it now, we're sorry.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry that anybody has to go through anything that causes them to probably, whatever, be fearful of their lives. Nobody should have to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, when we had it, BUBBZI had it worse than everybody else in the house. The Mama Beard and myself had a very, slight, which shocked everybody because you all don't know. I have a laundry list of medical problems.
Yeah.
Right. And everybody's like, he's going to die. No, I'm not. And I refuse to. That's just my thing. I won't be afraid.
He refuses to die, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. He is immortal.
I'm too stubborn for that. They got to put up with me for a few more years.
Yeah.
But let me say this. If you're afraid of it, I'm sorry. If it's keeping you from doing the things that you want to do, I am so very sorry. But I will say this. Don't be afraid. Do what you need to do to keep yourself safe, first and foremost. Do what you need to do to make yourself feel comfortable, first and foremost. But please don't be afraid. Don't let something like this that might harm your life. Like I said, they all thought I was going to die if I got COVID. I mean, seriously, y'all don't understand. My medical problems are ridiculous. But I refuse to be afraid. And I'm going to tell you this why, and then I'm going to move on. Because when I first got diagnosed, they told me I had an incurable disease. My doctor told me it's only going to get worse. You're going to have one lung, possibly both lungs, and probably your heart replaced if you're going to make it at all. Cheery news, right? Yay, right? So basically what he told me is if something doesn't happen and something doesn't happen quick, I'm going to die. And the sad part about it is, you all, again, we promised we'd always be real. The sad part about it is, as I got so afraid of dying, I forgot to live. I pulled away from BUBBZI. I pulled away from Mama Beard. I pulled away from everybody because I didn't want them to be a part of what I was going through. I didn't want them to see me suffering the way that, and I almost took my life numerous times because it got so bad. The pain and everything got so bad. So my thing is, yes, I may get COVID, but I'm not going to be afraid. I'm not going to hide because I'm not going to give up living life just to be afraid. And again, that's just me. Please understand, do you take care of you your way? I'm not telling, I'm just saying, if you're afraid, I've been there. Right. So BUBBZI, what else?
Okay. So the best thing of 2021 is.
Well, hang on. I got one more worse thing.
No.
Right? No, because I figured the best thing is in the hopes for 2022 to be more upbeat. I got one worse thing. I've seen more people pull away from each other in 2021 than any time in my 55 years on this planet. Our country, the world feels to me to be more separated than anything else. And I know it started in 2020. I know it and all that stuff. I get that. But you got friends, you got family. Connect with them. Be strong with them and let them help you be strong. Be connected. Don't be afraid to connect. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Best thing of 2021. I'm going to get off of it because I'm going to preach here in a minute if I don't stop. So.
Best thing of 2021. We started a podcast. The greatest podcast known to man. The Caffeinated podcast.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think for a couple of rednecks, silly human beings from the state of Kentucky, I think we do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
You know, because from day one, our goal is to make you laugh, to make you smile, to lift you up, to make you think, so that your day might be, hopefully will be, a little bit better than it was when you started. Because we a little bit silly, we a little bit crazy, we a whole lot chaotic. And, back in my day, they would call us spastic. We tend to get a little excited about some things, and we tend to be a little out there about a lot of things. But, Bubs, you kind of stole my thunder there just a little bit, because, well, I'll add to it. One of the best things was starting this podcast, and the main reason for me, guys, is that I get to do it with him.
Hi.
The fact that him and I get to do this on a weekly basis and share our opinions and the things that we're going through with you. And again, hopefully something we say or do makes you realize, hey, I'm not in this all by myself. Somebody else feels the way I do. Or I just needed, BUBBZI to be Elmo for 5 minutes so that I could laugh and everything will be okay. Whatever the case may be. But that's one of the best things. One of the really good things for me was, surprisingly enough, TikTok. Because I have made some amazing friends on TikTok. I still talk to them every day. I don't get to see them every day. I haven't felt good. I haven't felt like being out there on a day-to-day basis. Mm-hmm. Right? But I have made some really good friends. I had a friend that I made on TikTok that crushed my heart in 2021. Right? Thought he was a good guy. Thought he was a great guy. Coming to find out, not so much. And that's if all the evidence that came out, if everything that I was told is true. I'm not demeaning him anyway, and I'm not putting him down. Again, it's not my job. He be he, I be me. That's all. You know what I'm saying? That's all we're going to do. But TikTok turned into a way that I get to help people, and it just blew my mind. Because this premise of lifting you up and making you have a better day started in TikTok. Started, with the silly little duets I do. Started with the silly little lives I do. Mm-hmm. It's all about positivity. It's all about lifting people up, helping people be stronger when they don't feel that way. So that's been probably the best things for me in 2021. So what do you think? Anything else?
Well, listen, so I was introduced to a group in 2020 in December, but the amount of friends that I've got to make in 2021, like I said, I got to know them in 2020, like I was introduced, but I actually got to know them, and I've got some very great friends that I've met in 2021. Yeah. So I was looking up the date to see exactly when I had first started talking to them, is what I was doing right there.
I got you.
But don't know what I do with that.
The thing is, guys, remember I said one of the worst things is being disconnected. We need connections to survive. We need connections to get through the crazy things that this world will throw at us from time to time.
Yeah.
We because there are days, and I'm not going to lie, he may try to disagree with me, or I'm going to fight you. But there's days that I have to lean on BUBBZI. Yeah, and he's my boy. He's my son. But there's days when I don't have the strength. And I'm just not feeling it. I'm not good. But he comes alongside and he lifts me up and he helps me to do the things that I need to do. That's why it's important that we get connected. That's why it's important that we listen to each other and talk to each other and share everything with each other. So, again, I have to say it again. Don't let the fear of something keep you from doing anything.
Yeah.
Right? Just that simple. Don't let the fear of something keep you from doing anything. Okay, Bubs, let's do this, because I know we're running. We're trying to be good with everybody's time. So, what's something that you hope to see come to fruition, or to start, or whatever in 2022? Something new, or something that maybe, I don't know, puts that little gleam in your eye and makes you smile. Whatever. I don't know.
Well, first of all, for everyone's safety and the world to go back to being hopefully a little bit sane,
sorry, I didn't mean to laugh quite so hard.
Well, obviously we don't want, COVID and the deaths and everything like that. We want that kind of to actually be in the decline, obviously.
Right.
But as everyone knows, according to the time theory laws, okay, the world went wonky in 2016 when Harambe died, so we have to fix this.
Poor Harambe gets blamed for everything. Jeez.
Honestly, just more connections. That's what I hope for 2022.
Yeah.
Speaking of 2022, you remember what was it called? It was like Y2K or whatever.
When they thought everything was going to blow up and quit working?
Yeah, did you know that happened in 2022 as well?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Microsoft apparently had a Y2K22.
Yeah.
Well, just something interesting I learned a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about it, to be honest with you. The thing that I'm hoping for, and I'll take it even a step further than that, for those that are, are listening, watching, whatever. The thing that I'm praying for is that as human beings, we can get back to respecting other human beings. That we can get back to having, as BUBBZI said, connections. That even if you and I disagree, we can have a conversation, we can walk away, we can shake hands. It's like, man, I'll see you later. We can still be friends. Because it's an unfortunate side effect of everything that's gone on in the past, 2 years, last year's, that we've forgotten, I believe, we've forgotten who we are. We've forgotten how to react to other people. We've forgotten how to have a debate instead of an argument. We've forgotten how to have a conversation instead of nasty text messages and all this other stuff. We have more equipment now in 2021 and 2022 to communicate with each other than we've ever had at any other time in history. And we communicate less than any other time in history. So my prayer is that if you're lacking those connections, you'll find those connections. And I know it's a shameless plug to another podcast, but go check out the podcast on family. Okay? Because not all family is blood and not all blood is family. You get to decide who's in your inner circle. You get to decide who's part of your family. So if you don't have those connections, I pray that you make those connections. If you need to be lifted up, I pray that you get lifted up. And if there's something that we can do to help, seriously, if we can, we will. I'm not sure what we can do from Kentucky because I don't know where all of you are. But I guarantee you one thing, if you send me a message and say, Beard, I need you to pray for me. Done. Gonna happen. Because I can do that from anywhere, right? Takes nothing out of my day but a little bit of my time. And if you hear anybody says anything about being caffeinated or beard, and the caffeinated beard, and it all comes together in your brain, please say a prayer for me. I'll take all I can get and then some. All right? Whatever the case may be. But as we go into this new year, we're basically 2 weeks into it.
We're getting there.
How about let's try something new? Let's stop being so afraid of opinions that we won't talk to anybody. That we're so afraid of something, like I said earlier, that we won't do anything. And if you've got friends and family around you, love them. Love on them. Lift them up. They'll lift you up. They'll be there when you need them. All that stuff, because there's a lot of people that lost a lot of family in 2021. And they don't have that particular rung on their ladder to lean on anymore. So this is my closing thought, BUBBZI, and then I'm going to give my social media and I'm going to let you have yours and give your closing thought. That's the best advice I can give. That's the best prayer that I can lift up, is the fact that you all will be connected, that you all will be made stronger, that you all will be living the life that you have instead of being afraid to live that life. Enjoy what you have. You may not have everything you want. Who does? Right? enjoy the life that you have. Enjoy the people around you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say it real quick. Honestly, it don't matter what they think. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter who they voted for. It don't matter none of that nonsense that everybody puts out there. If you love them and they love you, that's enough. That supersedes all the other nonsense. That's all I'm going to say. Because I've heard stories, and I won't go there. But if you need to reach me, do me a favor. You can find me on TikTok, The Caffeinated Beard, THE Caffeinated Beard. Send me a follow on there. Send me a message so I know who you are if it'll let you. And I make sure, because I'm a little bit more, I'm paying a little bit more attention to stuff like that. Or you can find me on Instagram. It's The Caffeinated Beard on Instagram. Reach out to us if you want us to, if you want us to pray for you, if you need something. If you have an idea for a podcast, please leave it in the comments, reach out to us, share it with us. So you know what I'm going to say when I turn it over to BUBBZI, right? If you've been here this long, if you've come with us this far, from this time till the next time, welcome to the family.
Oh my gosh, it's the first podcast episode of the year. Oh my gosh, we did it. Woohoo, woohoo. We only went, an hour, 6 minutes. We have very large mouths. We have very large mouths, we talk a lot. It happens. Yeah. Okay.
Big mouth bass has nothing on us.
I'm pretty sure it's pronounced largemouth bass, but
hey, I'm from Kentucky. Big mouth.
I'm from Kentucky. That's good eating.
Anyway, right? I'll shut up so you can do his thing.
Oh my gosh! Thank you all.
We do this all the time to each other. So I'm gonna be quiet here. Wait a minute.
Oh my gosh! Thank you so much for watching or listening or enjoying. If you're on the road, be safe. Don't go off the road like I almost did trying to go through the snow. If you're going to work, have fun at work. Get your job done. If you're at the gym, you better be getting a PR right now. I swear, if you aren't getting a PR, I'm going to fight you. You can find me on all social medias. That's It's BUBBZI. That's ITSBUBBZI. You better get that PR. I swear, if you don't get that PR, this has been the Caffeinated Podcast. Bye, everybody.